Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Angela. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2. I just uploaded, waiting for it to upload. So this is part 2 of my earlier video, why I will always defend my Catholic faith. So in my last video, there's a YouTuber named Without a Crystal Ball, and she has a problem with religious people or with churches and Christian people. She seems to be, bothered and aggravated by people who has no idea who she is or what she does. And so she has decided to attack the Catholic Church. So, and you know what? I realized, maybe she did have some bad experience with the Catholic Church or whatever, but that doesn't mean that every Catholic in the whole wide world is mean and evil. So, I don't know why she is on this road to destruction of destroying people's faith and everything, because, the way I see it, no one is bothering her. But, I rarely ever talk about her. And that's the way I want it to be. Because it's, for me personally, I don't want to get upset over things she says, for me personally. And there's a lot of great YouTube channels that calls her out on her BS, and I love them. I love these channels, and I want to give them the thumbs up because they do it. They know how to do it, and so you guys, you know who you are. So I mean, keep up the good work of calling her out on her BS and everything. But my experience in the Catholic Church was wonderful. And I will say that some of the stuff that I went through at Catholic schools, I was bullied by a teacher, and which was not good. But get my little baby. And this is Sophie Lynn, and she just woke up from her nap. She ate, has a clean little diaper on her, got a little passy and everything. So she I'm putting it in front of her eyes. So she has been a good girl. Sophie has been a good little girl. And I'm going to lay her over here. So my experience at the Catholic school that I went to was not really, there was some good things and some bad things. When I got to the 6th grade, it just went, maybe the 5th and 6th grade, and more 6th. So I had a teacher that I felt like she didn't like me. And For some reason, she took it, whatever happened in her life, she took it out on me. And I had an uncle that died in 1980. He died in a trailer fire, and he could not get out of his mobile home. And he was at the door. He was almost at the door. And he succumbed to his injuries, the smoke inhalation to his lungs and everything. And so he passed away. My mom called up at the school, told the principal, and I told my best friend, could you tell the teacher that I won't be there for a few days? I don't know when I'm going to be back because of a death in the family. And she did. And so when I come back, like a week later, she started in on me and screaming at me, calling me a liar and everything. And I said, well, you can ask the principal. I said, because my mom called the office and told the principal. And she said, well, that might be so, but you've got to come up with a better excuse for missing school. And so I told my mom, and she had a meeting with the teacher. And so it was her, my mom, the teacher, and the principal. And principal, from what I understand, the principal told the teacher, Angela's mother called me and said that she had a death in the family. But my teacher wasn't around the principal and my mom. All she said, all my teacher said, was that I had to come up with a better excuse and better proof instead of laying out of school. And so my mom pulled out an article about my uncle, and she pulled out his obituary. And so she laid off from me for a while. And then in 81, my aunt passed away, and she started in on me again. But here's the thing. In 81, on the way back from my aunt's funeral, there was a big snowstorm, like 15, 16 inches. And it took us forever to, get home. And she started in on me. And I said, so it was all right for us to miss school because of the snow and everything. And I brought my aunt's obituary and everything and made a copy of it because I was afraid she would take the obituary and tear it up. But she didn't. So it was her, and she did kind of would scream at at some of the other kids. And by the time I left, I think she was gone, or she still might have been there. I don't remember. But um, but that was my bad experience. Not with the church, but with the school. But I never said that, uh, that all Catholics were bad. All of them are evil and all of that, because you're not. But I learned to deal with it. I moved on from private school to public school, and it was a hard transition. It was hard because you get used to doing certain things at a private school that you don't do at a public school. And I had some good times and bad times at public school, and I dealt with bulliness and other personal things that happened. But you know what? Here's the thing. I survived. My faith helped me survive some of the bad stuff that happened in my family, in my life. You know, because we're humans. We're all humans. You know, and here's the thing. I understand not everyone is a believer. I get that. I understand it. But you know what? That is people's rights if they don't want to believe. It's none of my business. You know, if you are Methodist, Baptist, Protestant, Catholic, Jehovah Witness, Mormons, Presbyterian, you know, Pentecost, whatever. You know, if that's what you was raised in, if that's the way you believe, then that's your right. You know, I was raised Catholic. I love the Catholic Church, and you know, a lot of people like still attacks the Catholic Church. I mean, like on the media, you know, you got like Jimmy Swaggart. He's always attacking the Catholic Church, saying that Catholics are really bad and evil and all of this. It is just whatever. And I spent most of my 20s and 30s, in my 20s and 30s, watching TV preachers. Daystar, TBN, uh, 700 Club. And I tried to ignore them bashing Catholics. And Jimmy Swaggart just did not bash Catholics. He would do it to the Protestants, to the Jehovah Witness, to the Mormons, and all of this. So he wanted everybody to convert to his religion down there in Louisiana. That's what I always took from his preaching. And I mean, if you know about Jerry Lee Lewis, then you know a little bit about Jimmy Swaggart because they were cousins. And Jimmy Swaggart had this disgust of women. My opinion about Jimmy Swaggart, and I'm not trying to attack him, is that he just didn't like women. You know, I mean, he didn't like beautiful, powerful women. He didn't like women who worked, who had a mind, who went to school, who was smart and beautiful. You know, women down there that went to his church, um, they couldn't wear pants. They, you know, couldn't do anything. And this, you know, he get up there and preach about different things about adultery and all this stuff. But I think it was in '88, he got up there on his platform in his church, boo-hooing that he sinned against, you know, the Lord. And all at once, what he was up there preaching about, he was doing. All you got to do is just go and Google it. Excuse me. You know, Jimmy Swaggart, uh, I guess it was his affair or something. And for some reason, I think the like Jimmy Swaggart and Jim Baker and Jerry Falwell all wrote comes together, I believe, because I do kind of remember like Jim Baker and Jessica Hahn and all of that mess that sent Jim Baker to prison. And so I think it was all of them. I don't know if they all knew each other or not, but it was like they were all doing the same thing. And my opinion is on this is that Jerry Falwell did do Jim and Tammy dirty about taking, he did swingle the PTL from Jim Baker, and I'm not really defending Jim Baker, and the way my opinion is this is that Jim Baker did treat Tammy, his ex-wife, who is, I believe, who is in heaven now. He treated her horrible, and but when Jim Baker went to prison, she divorced him and became a, a much bigger success overnight. And you know what? You want to know what a strong woman is? You look at Tammy Faye and Meshner, and she was a strong, beautiful woman, and she just became big overnight. And yeah, I guess she did get lost in all the money and everything, but um it is what it is. I do know that last time I checked, Jim Baker was on Impact TV, another religious channel, Christian channel, and I don't watch him anymore because I think half the stuff that, like the news of the day, half of it I think they make up. I don't think they tell the truth about anything. And so I don't watch Daystar or Jim Baker or Jimmy Swagger or any of that. I watch EWTN, that is the Catholic Network, and so I watch them. And so this video is me. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just giving my views and opinion. And you know what? Without a crystal ball, it's just going to continue on and on and on, attacking people of faith. She's going to attack anyone that she don't like, that she thinks has done wrong in her opinion. And she's got a big court case coming up, I think in October, with 7M. And so I don't know how that's going to go. And she claims journalistic privileges and everything. And the last time I checked, if you're a journalist, you got to prove that, from what I understand, you got to prove you went to journalism school. You got have to credentials and everything, or at least work for a network or maybe a newspaper or something. I don't know if she ever did that or not, but you know what? I don't let her get to me. I'm not going to let her bother me. I just sit and watch the other YouTube channels lay out her BS, and because they do a much better job than I do. And I want to give a special shout out to Suzanne Tickemeyer, the saucy leftist feminist. I hope I said that right. Suzanne, if I messed up your name, I am so sorry. But a big shout out to you. And so I hope you're doing good, and I hope you watch both parts of my video. And a big shout out to sorry, big shout out to Charlotte on the web. Hope you're doing really good. And so I'm going to go because my hip is trying to, sorry, my hip is trying to lock up on me and I need to take some medicine. So please hit like and subscribe to my channel. Please comment below, but please keep your comments really nice and everything. Show me some love and subscribe, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 55 subscribers or more by February 26th, and that's next Sunday. So I'm hoping to get a lot of subscribers, and I'm new to this channel. I've been doing this channel for a couple months, and I'm learning all the time. I'm learning every day about it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. You all have a good and blessed Friday, and I hope to see you in the next video. You all take care and God bless you.